It's a bit hot to be doing my usual type of content today, so I thought I'd bring you out and have a nice chat, and hopefully you'll enjoy the view as well. It's beautiful. Today I wanted to talk about something I've been trying, and it's called intermittent fasting. And what that means is you don't eat. And it's a way of resetting your body and helping to burn away the excess timber. And the reason I started doing that is because I went to buy a pair of jeans, and the ones that fitted me were a 40 waist, now 40-inch waist, and it's getting a bit excessive, and I got to do something about this. And also I'm just the wrong side of 60, so naturally your body's slowing down, although I'm trying to fight it. And I want to live as healthy a life for as long as I can, so I can start creaming back some benefits out of the government, because I've paid tax all my life, paid all my national insurance, stamps and all the rest of it, and it's coming up to that time where they're going to have to start paying me back, and I want to get as many benefits as possible for as long as possible and get something back out the system. I didn't get to a 40 waist overnight. This has been like an accumulation over time, and I have to take some accountability and some self-responsibility, but also at the same time it's not really all my fault, and I'll explain that to you now. I'll give you a little bit of history about my life in general and the way society's gone, and it might help to explain where I am with this and where society is. So a little bit of history. I was born in the 1960s, and my childhood was in the 1970s. And back in the 1970s, pretty much everybody was thin, wasn't they? If you went to school, you may have had one fat kid in the class, or one child who was, shall we say, carrying a few extra pounds, and they got ribbed relentlessly. And there was no distractions, was there? Food was pretty basic, it was for me anyway. And I spent most of my time out and about. I was running around, or I was out on my bike. You know, you was in school playing football, you come home and you just went down the park and played football with people, etc. So I was always constantly burning calories, and I had a limited calorie intake. And a big thing at the time was if you had a big Sunday roast and you had a chicken, and your parents would spend a lot of time and they'd cook a proper Sunday roast, you know, all the trimmings, and they'd also make a trifle, a bird's trifle, and that was like an indulgence, wasn't it? You got that square box from Tesco or whatever, and you had the sponge fingers in it. It wasn't sponge fingers, it was a block of sponge, and you broke it all up and you put it into the bottom of a bowl, and then your parent, or my parent at the time, would make a big fuss about heating jelly and all the rest of it, you know, mixing the powder mix to make jelly, and then pour that over the top. Then you got to wait 3 hours or whatever it is to set a bit, and then they make the powdered custard, and inevitably it go a bit lumpy, etc., and they pour that on, and then you'd have to wait for that to set as well. And then it was the cream on top, wasn't it? That was powdered as well, so you'd have to wait forever for the custard to set, and then the packet mix, the Angel Delight mix or whatever it was, the artificial cream, that was made, spread on top, and then it was your hundreds and thousands. And the only reason I say that to you is because that was a big indulgence. That was a major treat to have some custard. I've had to change arms because he's getting a bit achy holding him up. And that was it. That was the 70s. And then we move on to the 80s. And the 80s came along, and I left school and I started work. I left home at 16. and I was working on building sites or doing any work I could find. And it was active work, it was heavy manual work, and it was a time when the 80s were a time of hope, a time of going forward. I bought my first house when I was young. I was 19, got my first mortgage, got a job in a factory, and I was always doing manual work. And food wise, I was eating well, but I was burning all those calories off, and that kept me nice and slim. So we move on to the 90s, and it's pretty much the same story. And then we hit 2000, and I got made redundant back in 2000. I think it was 1999, 2000, and I stopped doing factory work. So I stopped doing physical work as such. I stopped doing so much running around and got a job in an office. So between 2000 and 2020, shall we say, I spent a lot of time sat behind a computer desk, and because the manual jobs, it wasn't there anymore, the big manual jobs, and so I had that kind of sedentary lifestyle where I was just sat tapping away, and the pounds started coming on. So it wasn't anything particularly I was doing wrong. I hated working in an office. I started drinking a lot. There was a culture, wasn't there? Office culture where you get to a Friday or whatever and you'd all go out for a couple of drinks. It started at 5 o'clock and it ended when you got home about 2:30 in the morning. So that was the lifestyle at the time. And food wise, food started changing as well, didn't it? Food, we went through this excess phase of food where chocolate bars got larger. What was it? Was it a Snickers Duo or a Mars Bars Duo came out? All the chocolate bars got bigger, and so there was excess. So you add that excess on to less activity, and this wasn't just for me, this is for society in general, then the inches are going to start coming around the waist. Doesn't matter how much you exercise down the gym or whatever. And that's where it all started. So we get to now 2026, and I've noticed over the past few years that the quality of food in this country has just gone down the tubes. Good ingredients have been replaced by bulking agents. I'll give you an example. You used to be able to go out and buy an ice cream when it was hot, and you know, you'd have skim milk and all the rest of it. There might have been one or two nasties in there, but you go out and you go to buy an ice cream now, and you look on the back of the packet, and I can guarantee you there'll be some sort of water in there, there'll be oils, there'll be palm oil. I mean, what's palm oil? It's just like, that's not a natural ingredient. There'll be what's the other one? Coconut oil. There'll be thickeners in there, xanthium gum, guar gum or whatever. There's bound to be a thickener in there, locust bean gum. And then you're going to get all your sugars, your glucose, your fructose. You know, it's unnatural sugars, high intense sugars that are hard for your body to process. And then that all gets blended up together and you've got a far cheaper product. Doesn't taste as well, so they put more ingredients in there to give it a bit of mouthfeel and to keep the profits up. So I get wanting to keep profits up, but at the same time, companies, let's just say companies are there to make a profit. They don't care about your health. They don't care about my health. They just care about making a profit for the shareholders, and that's it. So the quality of food, we've had shrinkflation as well, haven't we? Shrinkflation. Have you noticed, just as an example, if you go down the cake aisle in your supermarket, or even in the meat aisle or whatever, you get a packet of sausages, or you get some individual cakes, And you look at them and you think, oh, that's not too bad. But then you get them home and you open the packaging, and inevitably there's going to be like the big strip of cardboard down the middle, in the middle of the packet. Underneath that there's nothing, it's just plastic. They're spreading everything out inside. You know, if you've got what used to be 6 cakes in a box, you now get 4, and they're spread out by that clever packaging, and the quality of the ingredients has gone down, and the amount you get is slightly smaller. So you add together really poor ingredients and a lack of activity in general, and then that's where we get to the state we're in today, where you can go anywhere, supermarket, high street, pub, whatever. People are, for want of a better word, fat. So we've got a perfect storm of poor food quality. We've got less activity, work-wise activity. So a lot of people don't have hard graft jobs anymore. And we've also got technology by where you can just, you don't even have to leave your house anymore. If you've got money in the bank, you don't have to leave your house, do you? You can order everything online. You don't have to go anywhere. And we've got more things that we do at home. We don't go to the pictures much anymore. We stay at home a lot more. We get home at the end of the day after work, and you just, oh, I've got a reclining chair, reclining sofa. I get on that bad boy, put the PlayStation on, or put a video on streaming service or whatever. And then that's pretty much our lifestyle. So I don't blame us as individuals packing on a few pounds, but we've got to work a bit harder to keep ourselves healthy. So that's why I've decided to do intermittent fasting, and I've done it for 2 weeks in a row now. I have one day where I don't eat anything at all, and that's on a Thursday for me because that's my convenient day. And it's starting to make a difference. I feel a difference. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. I'm all right. I get up in the morning, I'm fine. And I just drink tea, no sugar, obviously. Have a little bit of milk in it. And I drink water all day. And that's pretty much it, tea and water. I don't take in anything else. So with the intermittent fasting, the idea behind it is it gives your body a chance to use up all the fuel that you've got inside your belly, and to empty out that fuel, exhaust it. And at the end of like X amount of hours, your body thinks, I've run out of things to do now, I need to eat more fuel. So then it starts burning your internal fat. So it's like a little switch inside you goes, I've run out of fuel here, I'll start going into my reserves. And that's the whole idea of intermittent fasting. I've been getting on with it okay, to be honest. It's easier than you think, but it's not easy. I get on all right till about 6 o'clock at night. 6 o'clock at night, I'm kind of like, oh, I feel like I should be eating, because that's my big tea meal time. So what I've done, like last night, I had a cup of cocoa with milk. Now whether I should or not, I don't know, but that was enough to fill me up, take away that hunger, as it were, to give me body something to do. So I've done that for 2 weeks in a row, 2 Thursdays, and I found that it's taken down a lot of swelling in my stomach. My stomach feels a little bit tighter, and so my stomach's a little bit tighter, so I don't need to eat quite so much when I do start eating again. So that's, for me, that's a good thing, because I've got the double benefit of my body is starting to hopefully use up a little bit of fat because it's run out of a fuel source, it's tapping into that, and also my body's getting used to not having quite so much food. So in theory I should eat a little bit less. So I'm hoping that over time that makes a difference. And if you're thinking of trying it yourself and you think to yourself, oh, I don't know where to start, I'm not saying to you go out and starve yourself one day a week. What I'm saying to you is this is going to be my bit of a journey now, and I'll give you a few updates as I go along on my No Food Thursdays, and I'll let you know how I'm getting on, if it's beneficial to me and what I've got out of it, and have I dropped any weight. I'm 97 kilos at the moment. I'm not too bothered about the weight. I wouldn't care if I was 150 kilos if it was all muscle. For me, it's not a weight thing. For me, it's more, I notice that I'm carrying a bit of excess timber, and it would be nice to reduce it, get into a comfortable place. So if you've got any experience of intermittent fasting and you've got any top tips for me, or for anybody else who might come along and read the comments, then leave a little comment. Let us know how you got on, and let us know if it was a worthwhile thing for you to just simply not eat one day a week and help your body reset. So I've got every intention of continuing this intermittent fasting for the next few weeks at least, and I'll give you an update now and again if I remember, and at the end of it I'll give you some sort of result. Did it work for me? Did it not work for me? Was I wasting my time? Did I cheat? You know, a nice honest review. So if you want to watch this journey and watch all the other content I do, then feel free to like, subscribe, hit the notifications and all the rest of it, and join the journey. I nearly forgot, if you've done this sort of thing before and you've got any experience of it, then leave a comment, leave your bit of experience, how well it worked for you or it didn't, or top tips. And anybody who reads the comments, they can go in there and they'll go, oh, that was interesting, I'll try that, or oh, thanks very much, I won't try that. See you later.